Hey everyone, Matias here. In this video, I want to share with you some guidelines, some best practices for your Spanish learning. I think some of you might be interested in some ideas that you can apply to your practice, to your study, to your learning of Spanish. And that's why I thought that these ideas that I sometimes bring up with students in my lessons can also be useful for you in your independent study of Spanish. The first concept that I think is very valuable and very easy to understand is the idea of intention and attention. In this day and age, it's very easy to have your attention scattered and lose your focus when you are doing something that can be considered Spanish practice. And what it's important to understand is when we say intention, you know what you are doing. And when we say attention, we are referring to the importance of doing that, the necessary time it takes before you feel that it's making sense, that it's clicking for you. And probably most of the time we think, well, resources. I need more resources. I need new resources. But that's really not the key. So other than that, I have 10 tips or 10 suggestions, recommendations that I want to share with you today and that hopefully will make your 2026 a successful Spanish learning year. The first guideline in my list is to pay attention to details. It's very easy to think that you need a general grasp of Spanish and then you can move on to the next topic or the next resource. But paying attention to details, especially when you are only starting with Spanish, is very important because details are your entry point into patterns, and patterns are arguably the most important thing in a foreign language. When you start noticing patterns, it makes your phrasing much more natural, much more fluent. It's not the same to say la gente or las gentes. It's not the same to say vivo en Argentina or viví en Argentina. And the only way to notice there is a difference in one letter, and that difference is important, is by paying attention to details. The second one might sound a bit obvious, but it's being consistent. Be consistent. When you stay on something for long enough, it's very difficult to feel you're failing at it. We could say the opposite. The only way people or someone fail at learning a language is because they quit before they achieve their goal. In this regard, I think it's important to know that 2 hours of dispersed attention are less significant than 20 minutes of dedicated practice. The routine for learning a language is demanding, so you should take it seriously, but you should avoid feeling guilty if you can't meet your goals, your daily goals. And if you can do a full session, it's better to do something. Something is better than nothing. Number 3, connected to this one, the quality of your practice is much more important than the duration of your practice. A distracted hour is meaningless, and maybe 15 minutes of doing some practice, and when I say practice, I refer to any type of interaction with your target language, will be better. Again, fewer resources, fewer tabs, fewer points of distraction. Number 4, and this one is very important, practice must include output. It's okay if you think you are exposing yourself to the language, but if you only do it in a passive way, it will hinder your opportunities to apply your own language, your own vocabulary to say what you are trying to say. Retelling is basically the skill that you need to develop. It's in retelling where learning actually happens. Number 5 is choose short, manageable materials. Your resources are very important, and it's very relevant to choose what you are using. But if a video is longer than 10 minutes, maybe less, but take 10 minutes as the maximum, you should consider it's better to make it shorter and not use it in full. Number 6, learn in context, not in isolation. This one is everywhere because it makes sense. You don't need random lists of vocabulary and convince yourself that you only need a good memory to speak fluently. You need much more than that, and learning in context gives you that part of the puzzle solved. For example, when you learn a verb, think in all the ways you can use that verb instead of just going through a list of verbs that you are not sure how they are going to be useful. For example, salir, you can say salir de mi casa, salir a comer, salir con alguien. And in each of those cases, you are combining the verb and something else. That's very simple to do, but lots of people skip that and they lose an opportunity. Number 7, learning means using. You don't need to obsess over rules because rules appeared after language existed. The rules didn't create the language, but the other way around. The language exists, and now it's a system that we can make sense of by applying some of those rules, but it's more than theory. Number 8 is for more intermediate students, and it's about finding opportunities to record yourself. The external reference, some model of the language, is important, but it's also important that the sounds you hear in your head exist, or that to prove to yourself that you can make those sounds. And recording is the easiest way to have your voice captured for a later analysis. Number 9, explore how AI can leverage your learning. AI at this point is a tool that you can't afford to lose, or you shouldn't, I think, because there are so many effective ways of using AIs to learn Spanish. Maybe there is a learning curve, or more than a learning curve, I feel that what might be challenging is to understand how AI can leverage your learning. And in order to find out how AI can help you, you need to spend time thinking how AI can help you. But don't be afraid of heading towards AI tools and trying them out. Number 10 is understand when you can benefit from a real interaction. I've just said that AI is incredibly powerful, but I'm also saying that you can't possibly base your whole learning in that type of tools, especially since learning a language is all about communicating. So once you build up the foundations, it's time to see how it goes with a real person who provides you with a context where you can try what you have been practicing. So those are my 10 tips for this 2026, and they are evergreen recommendations. So if you find this video many years into the future, they are still valuable, they are still applicable. Learning a language is not about doing everything at once. It's about deciding your moves carefully. It's about being consistent, and it's about paying the most attention you can to your progress. De a poco, todos los días, you will see how it works wonders. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, let me know in the comments what you think and what other guiding principles you apply to your learning. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.